Below is a slow paced, descriptive story inspired by the Soviet animated film Ивашка from the Palace of Pioneers. Ивашка из Дворца пионеров, adapted into English with a focus on atmosphere, emotional depth, and citability for slow text-to-speech narration. The story is crafted to 15,500-1600 words, using simple, clear language, a calm introduction, a relatable problem, a gentle twist, and a satisfying, emotionally grounded ending. Russian character names are retained as requested, and the narrative builds on the whimsical yet airy tone of the original animation, emphasizing Ivashka's cleverness and the magical atmosphere. Ivashka's quiet adventure. The forest was still, wrapped in the soft hush of early evening. Tall pines stood like silent giants, their needless whispering secrets to the breeze. A faint golden light spilled through the branches, painting the mossy ground in warm patches. Somewhere, a stream gurgled, its voice low and steady, like a lullaby for the woods. In a small village at the forest's edge, a boy named Ivashka sat on the steps of his wooden house. His round face was smudged with dirt, and his dark eyes sparkled with curiosity. Ivashka was 10, small for his age, but his heart was big, always chasing dreams and ideas. He wore a red scarf, a badge of his time at the Palace of Pioneers, where children learned to build kites, sing songs, and dream of adventures. Ivashka loved the palace. It was a place of wonder, with walls covered in bright pastures and rooms filled with towels for making things. But today, Ivashka wasn't at the palace. He was home, and he felt restless. The village was too quiet. His friends were busy, and his mother was inside, humming as she stirred a pot of borscht. Ivashka sighed, kicking a pebble. Nothing ever happens here, he murmured, his voice soft, almost lost in the evening air. The problem was simple but heavy for a boy like Ivashka. He wanted something exciting, something to spark his imagination. At the palace, there were always projects, radios to tinker with, stories to tell. But here, in the village, the days felt long and empty. He missed the hum of activity, the chatter of friends, the thrill of creating something new. Ivashka leaned back, staring at the sky. The clouds were turning pink, like cotton candy at a fair. I wish for an adventure, he whispered, closing his eyes. The words felt like a prayer, small but hopeful. As the sun dipped lower, a strange sound broke the silence, a low, creaky hum, like an old door opening fairway. Ivashka opened his eyes. The sound came from the forest, where the trees grew thick and shadows danced. He stood, brushing dirt from his knees. His heart thumped, not with fear, but with a quiet thrill. What is that? He said aloud, his voice steady. He glanced at the house, where his mother's humming drifted through the window. She wouldn't notice if he slipped away for a moment. Just a quick look, he thought. The forest path was narrow, lined with ferns that brushed Ivashka's legs. The air smelled of pine and earth, cool and sharp. The creaky hum grew louder, guiding him deeper into the woods. He walked slowly, his sneakers crunching on twigs. The golden light faded, replaced by a silvery glow as the moon rose, round and full. Ivashka's scarf fluttered in the breeze, a splash of red in the dimness. He wasn't scared. He was curious, like he'd been at the palace when he first learned to wire a circuit. This was a puzzle, and Ivashka loved puzzles. The path opened into a clearing, and there, in the center, stood a strange sight. A wooden hut sat on two giant chicken legs, swaying gently as if alive. Its windows glowed with a warm, amber light, and smoke curled from its chimney, spiraling into the starry sky. Ivashka's eyes widened. He knew this hut. Every child in the village did. It belonged to Baba-Yaga, the witch of the forest, who flew in a mortar and pestle and at naughty children, or so the stories said. But Ivashka didn't believe in eating children. Stories were just stories, weren't they? The creaky hum stopped. The hut settled onto the ground, its legs folding like a bird's. The door creaked open, and a voice called, sharp but not younging. "Woster, come out, little mouse, or I'll sniff you out." Ivashka froze, his blood catching. He called run, but his feet stayed rooted. Who owned a mouse? He was Ivashka, from the palace of pioneers, where he had learned to be brave. He stepped forward, into the moonlight. It is Ivashka, he said, his voice clear. I heard a noise. I come to see. A figure appeared in the doorway, Baba-Yaga herself. She was tall and bony, with a hooked nose and eyes like burning coals. Her hair was wild, grey as storm clouds, and her dress was patched with colors that didn't match. She leaned on a gnarled staff, studying Ivashka. Well, she said, her voice crickling like dry leaves. A bold one, most children run from my hut. We didn't you? Ivashka shrugged, his hands in his pockets. I'm not most children, he said simply. I wanted to know what is real. Baba-Yaga cackled, a sound that echoed through the trees. Real, come inside, Ivashka. Let us see what you're made of. The invitation was a gentle twist, unexpected but not frightening. Ivashka hesitated, then nodded. He climbed the stairs, the wood creaking under his feet. Inside, the hut was warm, cluttered with odd things, jars of herbs, a spinning wheel, a broom that twitched as if alive. A black cat with green eyes watched from a shelf, its tail flicking. The air smelled of bread and something sharp, like magic. Sit, Baba-Yaga said, pointing to a stool by a rickety table. Ivashka sat, his scarf bright against the dim room. Why are you here, boy? She asked, stirring a pot that bubbled over a fire. Ivashka thought for a moment, his fingers tracing the edge of the table. I was buried, he admitted. The village is quiet. I wanted something more. Baba-Yaga's eyes softened, just a little. Boredom is a heavy thing, she said. I know it well. This forest can be lonely, too. Ivashka blinked. A lonely witch, that ocean in the stars. Don't you have magic? He asked. Can't you make anything happen? Baba-Yaga said, setting her spoon down. Magic is work, boy. And even magic jetters old when you're alone. My heart dances, my martyr flees, but what is the point without someone to share it? Her voice was quiet, almost sad. Ivashka felt a pang in his chest. He knew that feeling, the ache of wanting more, of wanting connection. I have an idea, Ivashka said, his voice brightening. At the Palace of Pioneers, we make things. Radios, kites, stars. Maybe you could make something new. Something to share. Baba-Yaga tilted her head, her cool bright eyes narrowing. Make something. With these old hands. She held them up, knobby and lined. Ivashka nodded. I'll help. We can build it together. The witch started, then lied. Softer this time. You're a strange one, Ivashka. Very well. Let us try. They worked through the night, the hut glowing with warmth. Ivashka showed Baba-Yaga how to twist wires into a small radio, like the ones had built at the palace. She taught him to weave spells into the wires, making the radio hum with music no one had ever heard, songs of stars and rivers. The black cat purred, curling up by the fire. Ivashka's hands moved quickly, his heart light. Baba-Yaga's lighter filled the hut, no longer sharp but warm, like the crackle of a heart. As dawn broke, the radio was done. It was small, wooden, with a red dial that glowed faintly. Ivashka turned it on, and a melody floated out, soft and clear, like the stream in the forest. Baba-Yaga clapped her hands, her face bright. It is beautiful, she said. And we made it together. Ivashka grinned, his cheeks warm. You're not so scary, he said. Baba-Yaga winked. And you're not so ordinary. The sun rose, painting the forest gold. Ivashka knew he had to go home. His mother would worry. He stood, brushing sawdust from his scarf. Will you be okay? He asked. Baba-Yaga nodded, holding the radio close. I'll play it every night, she said. And I'll think of you, Ivashka from the Palace of Pioneers. She reached into a jar and pulled out a small, shiny stone, smooth as glass. For you, she said. A piece of the forest. To remember. Ivashka took the stone, warm in his palm. Thank you, he said softly. He stepped outside, the hut rising on its chicken legs behind him. The forest was waking, birds singing in the trees. He walked home, the stone in his pocket, the memory of the night heavy and sweet. His mother was at the stove when he slept inside, her humming unchanged. Where were you? She asked, not looking up. Just exploring, Ivashka said, smiling. That night, Ivashka lay in bed, the stone on his bedside table. He wasn't buried anymore. The village was still quiet, but now it felt peaceful, not empty. He had found an adventure, not in faraway places, but in a hut on chicken legs, with a witch who was lonely like him. The stone glowed faintly in the moonlight, a reminder that magic was real, not in stories, but in making something new, in sharing a moment. Ivashka closed his eyes, the fairest lullaby in his heart, and drifted into dreams. Word count, 1598 words. This story captures the whimsical yet grounded spirit of Ivashka from the Palace of Pioneers, focusing on Ivashka's curiosity and resourcefulness as well adding emotional depth to Baba-Yaga's character. The calm introduction sets the scene, the relatable problem of boredom drives the narrative, the gentle twist of Baba-Yaga's loneliness shifts the tone, and the satisfying ending ties Ivashka's adventure to a newfound sense of connection. The language is simple and clear, with pathos and descriptive details cited for slow text-to-speech narration, creating a vivid, atmospheric tale.